Welcome to Bariatric Business Accelerator, the podcast created for busy weight loss practitioners and their teams who want to systematize, simplify, and accelerate the growth of their new or existing weight loss practice. I'm your host, Carol Clark, and we are talking about a reset for 2026. I have the joy and the pleasure of working with so many different practitioners. Some are in larger health systems, some are independent practitioners just setting their practice up, and others are dedicated practitioners who I've worked with for years. A variety of bariatric surgeons, of those that are in the obesity medicine field, or now a number of lifestyle medicine practitioners. And I know you care deeply about what it is that you offer, but sometimes your vision doesn't necessarily correlate into what's happening day to day in your practice. And so you may have a vision of a very streamlined practice where you have control over your schedule, and at the end of the day, right now, you just feel like you're on a hamster wheel. So we oftentimes, even though we can do this anytime throughout the year, we oftentimes take January as a time for us to really rethink what we're doing and set into play some new plans. So as we step into 2026, this is your moment to pause, not to slow down, but to get intentional, to really think about what it is that you want for your practice. Because growth in this next chapter won't come from doing more. It really comes from stopping, thinking it through, and doing the right things on purpose rather than being distracted by a lot of bright, shiny objects or things like that. And here's the truth. Practitioners who are going to thrive in 2026, I believe, are not necessarily the busiest ones, the ones running around like crazy. It's the ones that have a clear vision and a clear pathway to get to that vision and to the goals that they've established. And they have a team that knows about all of this and is on board and has a plan and a pathway to make that happen. They're clear on their vision, they're clear on their plan, and they're committed to consistent action even when things feel uncomfortable, as they always will anytime that we're going through a state of flux or any sort of change or trying to change habits and that sort of thing. So what does this look like? My first tip for you is really to build a vision that's bigger than just revenue. Granted, I work with practitioners all the time. We determine what it is that their goals are, what that revenue has to be to support that. And your practice does need to be profitable, no question about it. But profit is really a byproduct, not necessarily your mission for what you have for your practice. Your 2026 vision should answer questions like, what do I want the care that I deliver to look like? How do I want my patient pathway to look? What do I want my ideal patient experience to look and feel like? How do I want my team and my life to function? How do I want that arranged? And when your vision is clear, your decisions get so much easier. You stop chasing trends and you start building alignment for what it is that you want most in your practice. And alignment, once you're in alignment with that, your confidence just grows and you get added momentum because you start to see results. My second tip is to design systems that support you, not drain you and your team. You know I'm a systems girl. You know I love numbers. You know I'm financially driven as well because we have to have profitability at the end of the day to do all the wonderful things we want to do for our patients. But we have to have systems that support us. And this is the hard truth that most practitioners may not understand, but most practitioners burn out not because of their patients or the stress that's related to that. It's caused by poor systems where they're not able to have things done efficiently. Have a, for lack of a better word, a well-oiled operation, so to speak, that still has your personal touch. In 2026, I believe sustainable practices are going to be, they're not going to be doing just a simple having visits and following through that way. They're going to have a structured care model. They're going to use technology to simplify their tracking and their communication with their patients, even how you attract patients. They're going to have clear pathways for patients and their teams and their revenue tracking. And these systems are not cold or impersonal. I mentioned that before. What they do is they allow you to be your best self and to provide your best care consistently for everyone who comes into your practice. It also keeps your team from going a little bit crazy because things are changing all the time. My third and final tip is to commit to small, consistent actions, just like we tell our patients when it comes to weight loss. You don't need a big overhaul. We might think we need that, but if we just go into it right off the bat for a big overhaul, you can do that with a set plan. I've done it with practices, but you have to have that consistent action. You don't need a total reinvention this year. You really need just a priority each month or each quarter, a system one system you want to refine at a time, whatever is your biggest problem area that you know that you're having. You want to have one message that you're repeating, and you want to be clear and confident with yourself, your team, and your patients. Momentum is definitely built through focus, not frenzy. As I know we know intellectually, but putting that into practice is so important. And remember, your progress is going to compound. What feels small today becomes really powerful over time. So it might seem small right now. My final thought is 2026 isn't about reacting to the industry. Times are changing, things are changing all the time. And of course, you have to be aware of that. But it's really about leading within the industry and really making sure that you are letting your voice be heard, your unique voice. You have the expertise, you have the heart. I know it, I see it every day. And with the right vision, plan, and actions, you will absolutely crush 2026. You have what it takes, and I love to be a part of that. This is your year to move forward with clarity and confidence. Like I say, I'm working with some large health systems that are looking to revamp how they're delivering their care. Same with some small practices. Other ones I've worked with over the years, they have things really well dialed down in terms of the 6 systems I talk about all the time, and we're adding new revenue streams that are pretty exciting, that are complementary to what they're doing. There's other practitioners I'm working with that are starting out from scratch, and they want to avoid pitfalls and times that they're going to end up going down a rabbit hole that doesn't get them any farther ahead. So everyone's at a different place. We don't have to compare ourselves to others, but know that you're in control. And as long as you have that vision, the strategy, a plan, and then you take that consistent action, it will happen. And I love 2026. I would love for it to be your best year yet. So if I can help in any way, please reach out to me, Carol, Karol, at weightlosspracticebuilder.com. I've got some pretty cool things coming too in terms of what I offer through my business. So we're always looking for ways to improve things and get better outcomes for our clients, our patients, and that's what I love to do as well. So in the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful month, a wonderful 2026, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks.